Good day to everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here I'm actually into the garden this early morning. I am actually taking a look at my melons, which I am really proud of. I think it's been 10 days now, or 10, 11, since they're actually being brought up. So if you can see, I've given them a molding because when I want to clean, I don't want to come through and having to mold. So what I did, I clean around the area and I give it a slight molding, so when I'm doing my weeding, it's not going to be a problem for me. I can identify the melons by the mold. So far they're looking very great. I see that they start looking for places to run already. Some of them have actually developed that running stem already, which will be a very plus for me. And also have to stop buying my pest control for them because they actually does take a bug. So I want to make sure that I give them the pest control very early. As soon as they start running, I'm going to give them the pest control. And I also do have a few more which I'll have to do some replacements. It's not much. I believe it's like one or two. And I actually got it a few overwater. And one or two. Okay, as you can see, I have a deficiency here. It actually bites off the head, so I'll have to replace the entire stands right here. This one I'll have to replace only two. And this one here I'll have to replace only one. Okay, so here are my replacers. So these are my replacers, and I'm really looking to do some more. So I believe I have to replace one. I think I have to come in 5 plants. So I believe they're actually ready to go right now. So I got to this one out. A little bit, the rest is a bit sticked, so I have to use a piece of bamboo to actually take them off. To me being the planter, this is not a problem. Okay, as long as the roots is up, as long as I get them with the amount of roots that is actually required. Okay. So if they were actually wet, it would have been way more easier to pull off. Alright, so it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have approximately like 8 plants here. So that's that. I have a few replacing to this, so I'm going to replace one time. So the ground is already in shape. I'm just going to shove 2 fingers, make a hole, and I'm going to just stick the plant there and just cover back the mold. Okay, it's not that hard. For the other one, which I have to replace 4, I'm going to do the same thing. leave this one. Can remove this. Right. And for this one, to replace two. But if this one here had gotten some overwatering, so this is the whole reason why it didn't come true. So far everyone is topped up. Even my provisions look really fine. So that's it for right now. I have my other extras, so I'm gonna watch and wait until I can see they are actually giving me the flourishing, and then I'm gonna continue going. So far everything looks great for this garden. Um, all the plantings, all the figs, everything I planted, it's actually getting a germination process going, and it's really great. So for today, I want to take my day to actually go get some plants off today. I'll make sure I get some plants off today. We'll get some more of these fig plants, planting plants, because I got a second project that I need to actually finish up. And I had actually planted some yams yesterday, so I was looking to do this morning, because that's why I carried my bag. But actually my little brother wants to do some farming together with me. That's going to be his thing, so I decided to actually give him a piece of land so he can do what he wants to do. Stay around, monitor it, give him the encouragement so that he can actually see the benefit in it. And the reason why I've actually chose it for him is because I used to do the short crops myself, and it was really stressful. So I decided to tell him that better you start with the long-term crops, you know, get the hang of farming, uh, get the hang of budgeting, and as you go, you're gonna see how things go. You're gonna love it, and I guess as much it might give you more urge to actually go more deeper into things. So that's just me here motivating everyone, um, ensuring that in the future I have healthy plants, I take care of my plants, and that's the good thing about it. With these plants, you don't have to bother. All you have to do is just get them off the ground, manual, water, prune, clean, and that's just what you have to do. Okay, I wasn't actually seeing that when I just started my farming, doing my short crops. I haven't seen the long-term effect of the planting and figs, right? Because I was looking at, I can plant lettuce right now and get, you know, in the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks to sell. But actually, it's a process. It's a real hard process, and that process actually is you planting today, getting the first set of crops looking AI, they're actually good, the fertilizer was okay, everything was good, the soil was nice, the watering was great, the plants had showed you very good production, and then the second portion of it is actually, you actually said that you're going to finish off, and you have to start that process all over again. And for the second process, it's just like this. Sometimes you plant, you don't get that same result. Okay, that stresses you. You buy a whole set of chemicals. You buy sprays. You buy different manuals to actually try boosting it up. And Doom still doesn't give you that continuous production you need, right? But with the planting and figs, even if you don't keep getting the continuous productions, it's just basically because you haven't been given the plants enough watering, and also the molding. It's very healthy for the plantings. Okay, it helps send up more suckers. So I will say, on the other hand of this, it's actually when you decide that you're gonna put down the plantings, give them the watering. You always have plants, as I said. Plants not gonna be a problem for you. You can always have plants. You don't have to buy back that plant. One tree can give you over hundreds of plants if you continue the cycle. If you continue cleaning, you continue molding, you continue giving them what they deserve, the manuring and the caring with the cleaning and every stuff. One plant gonna die. Well, let me say it not like one plant. It's gonna be one stool. Okay, the main plant's gonna die. Sometimes it's gonna throw. It's gonna give off its fruit, and that's gonna be it. Okay, but for the secondary plants, from that main plant, you will get a second plant, which you will have to leave back there. And besides that second plant, sometimes you get 5 other plants with it. Okay, and this plant here gonna get big also and give you 5 other plants. And in the later future, if you actually check in, one plant can actually give you at least hundreds of plants. And if you have hundreds of plants planted down, then you're looking at thousands of plants to actually plant off. So that's the good thing about long-term crops. As you're going, you're gonna see the benefit, you're gonna see the production, you're gonna see everything in it, and it's gonna give you a real good motivation to continue going. Yes, all plants have their deficiencies. There's times you're gonna have disease in the land. There's times, but it's all to do with the caring. It's all to do with the cleaning. It's all to do with seeing after your plants, giving them enough water, making sure the water is actually sufficient. You know, you don't want to water your plants, your provisions, like you just come and you just water. No, you actually want to water your provisions, well watered, and with the watering, you don't have to wait on the rain. Okay, that is why I use the overhead sprinkling. It's really effective, right? Before I used to do the underground watering. It's a good process also if you're on a slope, right? But still, when it comes to the manuring, I clearly think that the manual could leach too deep because you're actually watering from the surface on top. And also sometimes the weight of the drain, it's a problem. Okay? So to me, I do have the perfect way I can do it. If I cut my head drains, I mix my fertilizer in the same water, and after I water the garden, the last set of water which I'm going to leave in the drain, I'm going to mix my fertilizer, pour it in there. Let it take its time and soak through because there's going to be water. Plants going to be intaking, so it's effective, right? But for the overhead sprinkling, when the manure is actually above the surface and the water hits it, it takes its time and seeps through. You're sure on the plant getting it, okay? But when you actually do it as the way I say, you have to be very technical. You have to look at your draining. You have to look at the level of the slope. You have to look at how fast the water is draining from the slope. There's a lot of conditions you have to actually look for. But the both ways are good. It's just that how you do it. And if you has the perfect idea of how to do it, this shouldn't be a problem. Okay? So for now, everything looks fine. And as I always said, many persons come here, they watch the garden, and they're really blown by it. And this is just the beginning. Okay? If I have actually placed the ending, I believe it would be way more different. So in the future, I have a space right here. I can put a provision right here, fig or planting, and I can place one right there also. I have to put back one up there. But all for now, as I'm just starting, my plant's gonna be a little bit scarce because I haven't had much plants showing, but I have a lot of plantings showing right now, and this is gonna give me the more motive to actually continue going. So I recognize the more I water these things, the faster they show, and after they show, the more I water them, the faster the fruit actually develops. And just now I can come here and look at every tree, almost every tree, and see productions. I can see planting showing, I can see figs, I can see melons, I can see tanias, whatever I'm planting here, I can see the production in it. So for now, I have actually have most of my things on the ground. I just am missing a few more plants, but I believe I'm going to use what I have here to sustain, just as how I sustain that small set. One here, one here. I have one over there, one over there too. I have two over there, and one lastly to the side up there. And these plants that actually came from peepers from the mother plants. I've took them off and then given them the molding. But right for now, I haven't much peepers to keep my plant up, so I have to hold up on the process for now. So I have to actually get other plants from other places, and I have to actually bring it here and give them the best treatment, okay? Give them the watering, make sure that the water is fine for them, so that when they sprout, it's going to be a really good sprout, okay? So that's it for now in my garden. I'm going to be heading out. I want to try to get my job done today as possible. I have to meet a friend of mine that's supposed to give me some plants a long time ago. And I think I want to take the day today to take out as much plants as I can get. Okay. If I have to drop them across, help my little brother plant them today, that's going to be a plus. I already have some of the holes prepared, and truly that's going to be a plus. Okay. So for now, everything seems fine. All the gardens are actually occupied now. I'm a little bit satisfied with my gardens. Also, I haven't experienced much of the rainfall as yet, but I have the areas already cleaned up, and I'm just waiting to get a shower to actually put down a few more plants. So for here is actually out of the way. All my plantings and figs have cut up, and that's just it. Motivating plants, motivating other plants to actually grow, and this is why I love to see how these young plants here are actually coming up, because the bigger plants are actually giving them the motivation that there could be a sort of competition somewhere, and I believe they love it, and even the watering. And one technique I actually use, if you can look at my plantings for my fig, this one here is a planting. One technique I actually use is actually what I do when I take off my peepers, whether it be young as this or a little big as this one. What I usually do is I don't give them the manual, right? I don't give them the manual. What I usually do, even if I get a plant that's deficient and there's a lot of bore holes in it, there's a lot of how should I say it? It is really infected. It's not a perfect plant. What I actually do, I bring it to the field, I plant it into the ground, I water it, and I leave it. I don't give it any manual. Okay, I just give it enough water to catch itself, and no manual as yet. The reason for this is because I want to start the plant all over again. I want the plant to make a new come. I want the plant to be a new plant. Right. After this plant comes up, then I can get the suckers from it. It's going to be good suckers. Right. I'm going to take off the suckers, and then I'm going to manual the plant. Okay. So if the plant has to change its calm system from then, it's going to change it right now. I'm not going to take a plant with borers. I'm not going to take a plant with lavas. I'm not going to take a plant that is infected by any of the nematodes, but I'm going to take a plant which was affected by the borers and stuff with all the holes, doesn't look healthy. And I'm going to plant it, water it, just give it water so it can develop the calm. And from then, when it starts sending out the suckers, I'm going to know if the suckers are healthy. When I cut them off, if I see that they're clean, then I know for surety I get some clean plants, okay? And I'm going to plant that other clean plants. take care of them also. They're going to give me healthier plants. And for these big plants, I'm going to have it separate. I'm going to mark it so that if I see any deficiency in it, then boom, I can change it. Because I actually lost one planting plant due to that. It went big, and when it reached to the stage, it actually died out because of it was badly infected. But being badly infected with the watering, the caring, I did get some plants from it. And from the plants I got from it, they're really healthy now. And the production is going so well. And also, with these little boys here, I believe that it can go any better. So I'm looking for more greatness. Also, I have a mango tree that actually let go some mangoes there. And for the last time I was actually here when the mango was dropping, I have never seen such production. Right? The mangoes are really a good fertilizer for my figs, even my plantains. Seriously, I can tell you this. When the mango rots and it goes back to the soil, that's a really good fertilizer. Because I had some of my broadleaf thymes planted, and I can tell you seriously, they had done very well with the mangoes and all of that. So since I have the melons, the mangoes is falling. It's not going to be a problem because I'm going to be here to actually pass my melons where I want them to run, clean the area before I see they start running. And when they actually start running, I'm going to give it a very clean. And I'm going to clean it so clean that when they start running, before the bush could actually raise its head, they can actually cover up most of the areas. And after covering up most of the areas, then it's just spraying and watering. So all for now, I've hold up on the watering because why outside is not that hot anymore. Before it used to be really hot. It's not that hot anymore. It's just overcast, and some persons say it's the Sahara dust that are actually being here. We can see the signs of it, um, but it's not affecting us most likely in any manner. I haven't heard any persons being suffering from any chronic illness from it, but actually it's been good. So it's actually helping with the sun. So since outside is a little bit cool, I don't want to give my plants too much of water, sorry. So I'm holding up on the water for now, right? And I'm giving the plant all the time it needs to actually take in the water that was given to it through the earth, take up whatever nutrients that it has to take up. My melons are really soaked, so I don't have to wet them for some days now because I have given these things like 3 days water in a straight, and they have enough water for the roots to be established. And all that I'm waiting for now is just for the running and for more of the productions. So for today, that's just what I have. So as I say, I'm gonna try to go catch that guy today. Make sure I start getting most of the plants, take them off, get them ready, and start the second project. So thank you all for watching on my YouTube channel. I hope you find it very useful to you. Maybe not to you, but maybe to your kids, maybe to someone who's actually doing farming, someone who actually wants to take themselves to the next level and be off the street, maybe be a better person. You don't have to fight to do short crops and stuff. That's why I actually do my channel. I really want to help young persons. If you think that you're left off, you think that nothing's good gonna come out of your life, it's just easy, right? Listing a piece of land is just like it could be 300 a year. You must have a friend, a neighbor, someone who has a piece of garden. You want to do something with your life, but I understand that you wouldn't get up and just get like this because you actually see it as a hard work already. But if you start with things like this, all what it takes is just a clearing of the land and a fork and some plants, right? That's just it. After you do that, you Open holes, you stick. You open holes, you stick. You leave that there for some time. The bush could actually get a little big if you want it to. It's up to you. And then when you see your first set of plants shoot up and they're catched up and they're actually coming up, then you know for sure there is production in what you're doing. And if you do the first half and you see that they come up very nicely, you get plants to do the second half. And by the time you know it, you have a whole acre or a whole 2 acre full with plantains and figs. And if they are well taken care of, then you can check each plant that is going to give you a bunch of fig, a bunch of plantain, and check your marketers, check your pricing, and everything should be in place. So, welcome to everyone that are watching, everyone who recommended under my channels. I'm very, very proud of it, very happy for it. So, as I said, to me in this life, farming the way to go is the provisions, right? I'm not going against the short crops. I was a short crop man myself, but all for now, I've seen the greater benefit from my long-term crops, right? They're less work. You know, it's really, really good for a young man to stop working that hard. You know, yes, you work hard when you're young, but the way I used to work, it was really, really hard. Since I've actually introduced myself to the plantains and figs, my work have dropped a lot, right? Right about now, I can stand here and talk to at least 14, 15, 16 minutes on my camera, showing my little motivation to other persons, my benefits to other persons, my encouragement to other persons. With my short crops, I could not have done that time, so I would have been molding, looking for some manure, looking for some spray to actually get rid of something that's actually hand bugging, and this would have been a headache. And then when it comes to weeding, like this now, these are the kind of weeds. This couldn't have even stay on a lettuce bed because actually it's gonna give it a lot of deficiency. So I would have always had to clean, and actually I've gotten away from this. So this place is here like a month now since I've given them the last spraying, and now I decided to hand weed them myself. So my melons look great. The running production looks very, very good. I cannot say I'm gonna complain. It looks awesome. All what I need to do right now is actually continue the process, give them more attention, get ready for my spraying, and I think I'm ready for the bigger picture, which is to make more of the green stuff. So thank you all for watching again, and I'm gonna be heading out right now. As I said, I want to go get as much plants today as possible and have everything laid on the ground, because just now I'm gonna be having way amount of rest, because what I'm doing in my gardens, they're long term, and when they start coming in, I'm gonna have to get loads of people to bring plants and something to my home. So all for now, I'm taking the sacrifice, I'm taking the hard effort, I'm taking the hard chipping. But I know as long as I get all my plants off the ground, standing firm, sending up shoots, suckers, I know for sure I can rest. I can just pass here one morning and just look at it and say, wow, I may have to get some money next week. When I come, I just sprinkle it anyway because actually the whole land is being wet. So what is not get given to here, when it slips to the soil, it's going to come down, it's going to train down. Everyone's going to get the full share of monies, right? So for now, I'm really happy, and later on I can go right up with the melons, and this can be my ground with provisions and melons. And based on how it does, with you following my channel, maybe you can be motivated to do some of the melons between your figs. Just make sure that there is enough light, sunlight. There's a bamboo stool there that actually I may have to get somebody to help get rid of it. It shouldn't be that big because the person's living right closer. Should have controlled it a long time ago, but now it's actually hanging over, and I think it's going to be a massive bamboo stool. And And I had my share with bamboo stools. Oh, it was really, really hard work. But I actually overcome them. I burned them off. The land is very nice now, and I'm willing to give it to my little brother, give him the motivation, give him the help, so he can do what he has to do. And I'm gonna be there, tech and tech with him, show him the ropes, make him understand that actually how the work does itself, so he can have something to start with. As I always said, I don't want to make all the money myself, but there is a good things for me to do is to motivate others who actually wants to go through. And there are some young guys who actually wants to start some process themselves. I don't mind helping them do it because actually I would love to see they have something in the future. I would love to see they be somebody in the future, get away from the streets, be better, show a difference and all that. So that's where I leave you now, and I'm gonna be heading out. See you all in the next video.